each one of us has something to say about it. So today's episode will be all about the issue on UAAP ticket selling. So it is the time of the year again. The UAAP has started and university students are hyped up to watch the heated games and make a bid to secure a golden ticket either by going to the venue a couple of hours before, lining up in front of the school sports office, or haggling with the scalpers. The UAAP had a steady following since its founding in 1938, but no event grabs more attention than the men's basketball tournament. For the Lasallian community, the games get even more intense whenever the Green Archers faces the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Am I right? Yes, but these matches are infamous not just for the much publicized rivalry, but also for the difficulty in getting game tickets. So every season, however, the tickets don't always seem to be enough. So the current system of distributing UAAP tickets would begin from the stadium or arena, wherein 20% of the ticket allocations are sold, while the other 80% of the tickets are given to the host, who distributes to the universities accordingly, and then lastly to the stakeholders. Meanwhile, in the LSU, tickets are sold in specific areas designated for various members of the community. But there are certain restrictions. For instance, a person may only buy one ticket upon presentation of school ID and no proxies allowed. So although the SAR receives all kinds of tickets, only the upper box and general admission tickets are sold to students. The premium tickets go to the school administrators, alumni, sponsors, and benefactors. So, in that case, being said, not all were pleased with the current system of distributing UAAP tickets. So because of this, what can the university do to fairly distribute the UAAP tickets in the DLSU community? So to help us discuss this issue, we have three guest speakers from DLSU who will be joining us today. So our first guest speaker this afternoon is Mr. Neil De Los Reyes. He is an alumnus of De La Salle University. So good afternoon, Mr. Neil. Welcome to Shin TV.
Good afternoon, Shin. It's good to be finally guest in your show.
Yeah, thank you. So, Mr. Neil, according from our research, you are from batch 2005, an engineering graduate, and an active member of the De La Salle Alumni Association.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you. But being an alumnus of De La Salle University, surely you had already quite an experience with buying UAAP tickets. What do you think could be the best solution in resolving this issue?
In my opinion, I think the present system where people line up in designated selling areas in DLS, students in the Andrew Gonzalez Hall or in the OSP of Razon or in LS Hall in some cases, and the alumni line up in the second floor of LS in room 202, without having to reserve online tickets is effective. Thus, we should not change the system or shift to another.
Oh, so you're suggesting that the university should retain the current system, which is lining up in designated selling areas. So why do you think that the solution would work?
I think there is really much problem with this system. Let me cite three reasons why it would work. So first, it can minimize scalping within the university. Let's admit that scalping is unavoidable, and it is a major reason why the allocation of tickets within the university is doubted. People buy tickets for about 150 pesos and then sell them for 4 to 5 times that price. how will the current system be somehow a solution to this issue? It is because of the one ticket per student ID policy, or two tickets in some situations. Let me explain. When a person scalps a ticket, just one ticket, then wouldn't his gain be a lot lower rather than if it were 5 or 10 tickets? This policy kind of lessens their motivation to scalp. And furthermore, they have to line up too. So all the money they gain is not worth all that effort. Then for my next point, people who buy the most eager. So maybe the reason why the allocation of UAAP tickets is being doubted is that majority of the salient population actually want to buy tickets, fans or no fans of UAAP. That's why the tickets are always sold out. It's probably because they can reserve online where they can do that in the comfort of their homes with only 10 clicks on their devices. However, lining up in an open ticket selling scheme and on a first come, first served basis is a much more tedious process than that. Sometimes they have to cut their class or go to school on a no-class day like Fridays and Saturdays just to buy tickets. That just means that the people who actually buy in the lining system are the ones who are the most eager and the most avid fans of UAAP. And since there are no proxies allowed, they have to line up for themselves. And for my last point, it is much safer. So, people line up where? In the school grounds, right? Then, wouldn't it be much safer rather than when they buy tickets on the game venue itself? The school is safeguarded by security guards and you have to have a valid ID or permit to enter the school. So, the current system actually promotes not only the fair distribution of UAAP tickets, but also the protection of their students. So that's all.
You have good points right there, Mr. Neil. Aren't there disadvantages with this solution?
Yes, there are. One problem that I can see is the lining up itself. I've already heard many complaints about people cutting lines. However, this problem can easily be solved by hiring the right officers to guard the lines and assuring that the first come, first served basis will be attained.
But do you think the university should revisit its process of distributing UAAP tickets because there are still problems found in this system? Because what I see is that with a limited number of tickets being sold, it is a battle on who can line up the earliest and wait the longest. Even from what I heard, as soon as the announcement is released by the USG, students rush as early as 6 a.m. in the hope of claiming a ticket for the game. Some even had to sacrifice like cutting classes just to be able to secure a ticket.
So I don't think there is an immediate need to revisit the system. Instead, we should just improve the system rather than completely changing it. As the saying goes, if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Okay, thank you for sharing your views, Mr. Neil. So our next guest speaker for this afternoon is Ms. Justin Sacalden. She is currently a student at De La Salle University. Good afternoon, Ms. Justin. Welcome to Shin TV.
Hi Shin, good afternoon. And I want to say hi to all the people watching, especially my parents at home. And to all the PFC subscribers.
So, Ms. Justin, you're an accountancy student at De La Salle and you're graduating here. You probably have the most experience when it comes to buying baby. What is your view in this?
Yeah, I'm actually an avid fan of the UAAP games, especially the men's basketball games. And I've been following it since I was in freshman year. So I really experienced how to reserve a ticket, to buy a ticket. And most of the tickets I got are from scalpers because the games that I usually watch are the most interesting ones, like the finals, the Ateneo Lasal games. And when you're reserving a ticket or buying a ticket, it is really like Hunger Games. And when you really want to watch the game and the tickets are all sold out, so you have no other choice but to buy from the scalpers.
So you're suggesting that the university should adopt the old system.
haven't said that, but that's not fine.
Ay, okay.
Sorry. So,
In your PowerPoint, Miss Justin, reservation of ticket through MLS.
from what I know, the current system prioritizes the alumni over the students in terms of number of tickets and in quality of seats. And I think that students and alumni should have equal chances of getting UAAP tickets and getting good seats. So I think the solution for this problem is reservation through MLS of a UAAP ticket. Actually, this was done before by the university, but the only difference from what I'm suggesting is that the alumni use the MLS account too.
So, that's it. You're suggesting the old system.
Yes, I am. And so I'll just give some facts about the old system. So just like enrolling, so it's basically the same process as enrolling. So you have to work on your timing to secure a ticket. So as you've mentioned before, the tickets available through MLS are only the ordinary tickets like general admissions and upper box tickets. And as we mentioned before, only a large portion will be distributed by the host to the member schools and sponsoring organizations. And only men's basketball game tickets are only sold in MLS. So that's another thing that I'm suggesting, that other tickets for other games should be also sold in MLS.
So why do you think that this would be effective, and why should the university change its distribution process?
I can state some reasons why I think that this process will really work. First, this will give equal chances to students and alumni to get a UAAP ticket, because we will be using the same medium, which is the MyLaSalle account. And this system will also fairly distribute the tickets to both alumni and the students. So second, it is less hassle because it's automated. So in the current system, you have to go to the venues and to the university to line up and get a ticket. And as has mentioned before, other people also cut the line. So since it is automated, we don't have to worry about the people cutting the line and to worry about going to the venues. And third, it lessens the probability of scalping, since only one ticket can be bought by one MLS account. And for the information about the remaining tickets can be found in MLS. Just like when we are enrolling, the number of remaining slots is visible in the website. And lastly, as what I've suggested, all the tickets for all the games are also available in MLS. So we can watch if we want to do so.
So aside from these advantages you mentioned, what are the possible disadvantages with your solution?
Okay, a disadvantage that I can think of is because it's online, it's prone to crashing. So just like when we are enrolling, since multiple number of users are trying to access the website, it crashes. So another one is other students tend to borrow other students' accounts to get more tickets. So this can lead to scalping also.
So if that's the case, Miss Justin, then I am just wondering, Why are you insisting this system when the system apparently is not working?
So, I'm not really sure why the university changed the system of distributing tickets, but I believe that this really worked before. Um, a proof is something that I read in the Lasallian back in 23rd, last year, in season 76 of UAAP. During the finals, which is USC versus LaSalle, the university went back to the old system, which is reservation through MLS because of the rampant scouting. And due to the fact that the university went back to the old system, makes it we better than the system that we have now.
So thank you for sharing your views, Miss Justin. And lastly, our last guest speaker for this afternoon is Mr. John Carlos Santos, the incumbent president of the University Student Government of De La Salle University. So good afternoon, Mr. John. Welcome to Shin TV.
Good afternoon, Queen, and good afternoon to everyone who's watching today.
So let's go straight to the issue. What is your perspective on the distribution process of UAAP tickets in De La Salle University?
So, we are responsible for coordinating with the DLSU administration, particularly the admissions office and the Office of Sports Development, or the OSD, with regards to this distribution of tickets to the students. So, it depends whether the admissions office or the OSD will facilitate the distribution for large games like Ateneo Lasal games, for the playoffs, the finals. The admissions office will facilitate, while for the minor games or for the elimination round games, the OSD will facilitate. So also the OSD takes part from the tickets that are available from for the students, and they are intended for the athletes that will be playing for the particular event. So we understand that most of the students want to watch the games live and mostly prefer the premium seats, but only upper box and the general admission are only available for them, and sometimes the tickets sold out easily, especially for the big games. So because of this, the students are having doubts where the tickets are really going, despite of the large seating capacities that are available. So from this, I recommend, like what she recommends, the selling of the reservation of the tickets through MLS or unmodal tickets with various time slots.
With this kind of recommendation, Mr. John, why do you think that early selling of tickets through MLS or animal sys with various time slots will work in the university?
So first of all, it would increase the transparency and credibility of the system of distribution of tickets. So many students that I've talked to wonder why there are less available tickets for selling, despite the large capacity of the venues. So based from my research for the case of Araneta Coliseum, they need 80% of the seats available for the 4 universities divide themselves. So for the 16,500 seating capacity, we could get as much as 3,300. And from this share, the university administration divides so that reasonable amount would be allocated between the alumni, the students, the staff, and the other. So we cannot disclose how many tickets the university distribute to each of them. But from this, if you use the online system, the site will disclose the number of tickets that will be available for the distribution. Also, the students who want to buy from MLS or animal system will have a fair chance of getting because it will be through first come first served basis, and he or she will be rest assured that the tickets are really sold because the online shows the real time count of the number of tickets remaining for reservation, just like for our enrollment. So second, it helps the students adjust and risk less. So some students, including me, who are very eager to watch the games, tend to cut class. So just to fall in line or just to go online and reserve tickets. So why do the students do this, and is what they could probably learn or any activities that they could do in class? So because the time slot for the falling in line or the reservation online coincides with the class hours. So with the online system that I'm proposing, more time slots will be provided so that the students would not need to cut his or her class and reserve whenever he or she is free. Also, this system will provide more options for the student when he or she wants to reserve. So even if the system will be through various time slots, the ticket that will be available for distribution, whether it may be premium tickets like the lower box or the upper D, or the ordinary tickets like the upper D to the general admissions, they will be divided equally in each session so that the students are really given a chance to reserve those premium tickets, because I know that they want to have those tickets.
So again, what are the possible disadvantages with that kind of solution?
Well, one of the biggest disadvantages of this proposal is the excessive volume of the students who want to reserve tickets. So, which would likely result to lag or worst case scenario, the crash of the site. I would like to recommend the administration to transfer the ticket reservation system to annual tenancies, because it is proven that annual tenancies is much faster and it provides more speed in our enrollment. But the major downside of this is the cost of server maintenance and the fee that we need to pay to the technicians.
So I just have one concern, Mr. John. How do you plan to resolve the rampant ticket scalping issue that we continue to experience today?
I strongly believe that with the online system that I'm proposing, we can address this scalp issue on scalping through, because the students will be all given a chance. We will be all given equal chances for the reservation, and there would only be one ticket or two that will be available for each account to give way to the others who really want to reserve. Also, we need to consider other factors beyond our control, such as the number of available tickets for us and the students' preference for the premium seats, like the lower box, the patron. So despite of its limited number, which is not addressed by my proposal, because I only address the distribution system for it to be more fair and more transparent and convenient to the students.
So thank you so much, Mr. John. So after hearing their comments and suggestions about the issue, I think we all have inquiries going on at the back of our minds. Now is the time to ask them to our speakers in front.
Identify yourselves, please.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. My question is for the whole panel. Does the panel have a consensus on what they should do about the ticket distribution? There is single consensus or
Can you use microphone, please?
So thank you for the question. So for the consensus of our panel, so we propose that we have separate process for the students. So for the students, we use the online system through MLS, and for the alumni, we continue the old system because according to the alumni representative, it is much convenient for them to line up rather than to reserve online. And for the students, it is proven that it's more convenient for the students and more fair to reserve online.
so MLS, not animals.
So we will follow up it to the administration because it is, they said it's very costly because of the server maintenance and the technical fees that we need to pay.
For, so this is for the three of you. Do you think that it is possible to completely stop the scalping problem? Or is it something that will always be there regardless of you guys changing the system?
Okay, thank you for the question. As just like I've said before, we, we, we cannot completely stop scalping because there are factors that are beyond our control, like the preference of the student's preference to the premium seats, despite of its limited number. And
So our only solution for that is to minimize the scalping problems, not completely eradicate it, just minimize.
Okay, thank you.
Engineer. This is for the panel as well. Do you believe that something should be done about the one ticket limit per student? Because some students are not allowed, may not be allowed by their parents to go without any adult supervision.
Actually, the one ticket policy answers our concern about scalping. So our goal here is to really minimize the scalping since it's very rampant. And the story about the 45,000 ticket, right? So we're avoiding that kind of issues.
But don't you think that those students who will not be having companions to watch the game will also be bound to sell them at a much higher price? And that is what you call scalping. Because I know that some would fall in line so that they can sell them at a higher price and profit from it.
But the one ticket per student ID policy answers that issue. Since if there is only one ticket to scalp, then the gain from that scalping would be much lower if it were like five to 10 tickets. So it lessens their motivation to scalp.
This question is addressed to Justin or Mr. Giancarlo Santos. You said earlier that scalping would be lessened through the use of MLS. But did you know that there are students who ask for their blockmates' username and password just to get more tickets? Because I myself experienced that before. So don't you think that this will increase the possibility of scalping?
Actually, I mentioned that in the disadvantages. So, as like he said, so since it's only one ticket per account, it lessens the scalping. Yung, rather than giving multiple tickets to one person. So that really results to rampant scalping than one ticket policy.
So, about ticket scalping. Is the ticket scalping rampant in the university? Is that what you're trying to say? That's what you're trying to say. The ticket scalping within the university, from student to student.
Actually, it depends on the game. If it's like the finals, if the games are really interesting, like the Canela saan, those are the times of where the scalping are really rampant. So it depends on the games. So here in the university, so I experienced many scalping incidents. So it's really rampant in the university. So,
have you done your research regarding scouting tools?
I read the Lasarian. So those are the times that the university addresses this kind of issues because of just like the example I said, the UST and the university game, it's rampant in the universities. Everyone really want to watch it.
I don't feel that.
Last question.
Gogilio. For Giancarlo Santos, just to clarify, are you suggesting that the Alumni Association use the MLS to buy the tickets? Just to clarify, are you also suggesting that they use the MLS?
So, based from what our alumni representative said, it's more convenient for them to line up rather than to reserve through MLS. So, we are suggesting for the alumni that they go here in the sala and line up to help with
Okay, thank you.
But do the alumni really line up?
Because actually they don't. They can just easily buy lower box tickets. I mean, they have separate number of tickets to be sold to the alumni rather than to the students.
Actually, we, the USD, we cannot interfere with the numbers allocated to us because the number one priority of the university is the alumni because they are the major sponsors of our athletes. And so they have preference over those tickets. So we understand.
So thank you all for your questions. So for the conclusion, for the students, alumni, administrators, and athletes alike, the UAAP is one event that captures the attention of all sports enthusiasts. Whatever the means is of securing a seat in the game, what is important is that we upbring the school spirit during the game by chanting our loudest cheers and waving of honors to support our players. So a big thanks to our speakers today for giving us a clear understanding and sharing with us their opinions about the issue and ticket selling. And it is up to the university to decide on which solution to undertake. So I hope you all learned something today, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another exciting talk. And once again, this is Shin Messina, and thank you for